I'll Knit With You. My name is Rebecca. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as EvilTwin2. You can find our group on Ravelry under I'll Knit With You. You can find show notes at illknitwithyou.blogspot.com, or you can email me at illknitwithyou@gmail.com. Oh my gosh, that was the third take. I finally got it. How have you guys been? It's been a really long time, and I've mostly just been knitting like a crazy person. And I will tell you about that in a minute. But first, let's welcome some new fronds. Gotta grab my new fronds list over here. New fronds. We have Crazy Knitting Fool, who is Kristen from Michigan. We have Flutterby93, who is Ellen from the UK. We have My Eye Destiny, who is Tammy from Canada. We have Master Tofu, who is Danny from Omaha. We have Jam to Knit, who is Mary from Florida. We have Gincom72, who is Ginny from Sweden. So welcome to all you guys. How are you? How is everyone else doing? It's been too long. It's been so long. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's been like a month. I hate this. When I don't podcast, I think about all these things I should be saying on my podcast, like all the time. And I'm like, oh, I could call this, and I can do that. I could say this thing. So I've been thinking about podcasting and you guys and on my viewers a lot, and I'm sorry. I like think about it, but then I don't have time to do it, and it sucks. So new fronds, if you would like me to read your name on the podcast, go find our Ravelry group and introduce yourself in the introduction thread. And while you're there, check out the Hey, I'm a podcaster too thread, which has everyone, if you haven't done it, if you are a podcaster and you're in the group, go do it right now. Anyone who's in the group who watches this show can post in there and say, hey, I also have a podcast that you should check out. We have a lot of podcasters in that group, let me tell you. It is crazy. We also have the Strut Your Puffs thread, which is for those Hexy Puff knitters out there. So go ahead and post all your stuff. I need to make some new Hexy Puffs. I haven't been making Hexy Puffs at all. And I will tell you why in a minute, because I've been crazy busy. Holy cow. Okay, so let's get into some blather, because I have quite a bit of it. First off, Kennedy be you. Are you watching right now? You won a prize. You won the book that I didn't bring over here. I see it. You won the book from the Weird Stories thread. That was one of the prizes. And you should give me your mailing address so I can give it to you. That's the whole point of the contest, is to get the prize. So Kennedy be you, hop on that. I will send you a prize. So here's my list of things that have happened since the last time I talked to you guys. Things worth mentioning at least. We built a new weather wall at work, and so I work at a news station, and there's the weather guy, and he stands in front of a green screen, right? Well, now it's like a whole green screen corner, and there's even a floor and everything, and some people love it, and some people hate how much room it's taking up in the newsroom, so it's a thing, it's happening, whatever. But that was a big exciting thing that I did. I had to restart my omelet shawl, the blue one. I had been knitting it wrong. It wasn't getting wide enough, and I was like, this shawl is so tiny, and it's long, but it's not wide, and I couldn't figure out why. So I was thinking about it, and I reread part of the pattern, and I realized that I had misread the beginning part of the pattern, and had gotten rid of some stitches that I needed to keep, which meant I wasn't increasing as much, which meant all this other stuff. So I had to rip the entire thing out and start over the day before her birthday, which is Sucksville, USA. So, as soon as I got it done, I had my parents give it to her because they were going to see her that night, and I was going to be out of town. So I don't have it with me, but I have some lovely pictures of it here. This is my queen size mattress that it's on, and it reached almost the length of the entire thing. It's massive. The detail's a little hard to see in this wide picture, so I took some close-up shots. And you love this lovely photo element that I have going on here. That's a trash can. You know, whatever you can get your hands on. It works. But I think it turned out really well. I used just under 600 yards. And I was really pleased with how it worked out. Now I was also knitting that for the Harry Potter Knit Crochet House Cup Quidditch Finals. That's a mouthful. which was July 27th, which meant when I pulled it out on July, 17th, 18th? The day after I podcasted, whatever day that was. I had to knit the entire thing in like pretty much a week. So I would come home and I would knit. I'd go to work and I would sometimes knit. I would take any spare moment I had and I would knit that shawl. And so it got to be the weekend before and I was completely just not going to make it. And I spent that entire Saturday, like, I barely cooked because I didn't want to take the time away from knitting. I knit so much that this part of my arm, right here and over here especially, were red and had swollen. But I did get in. I did finish it in time. I did get points. I don't think I'll ever do that again. That seemed really bad, both for me personally, and like it was not a good experience. And then you're viewing those feelings into your knitting, you know. You feel like that if you knit when you're happy, that your things will be happier. The people who wear them will be happy when they wear them instead of like stressed out and, oh my gosh, I have to get this in the next 5 minutes. The worst part about a shawl is that you also have to wash it and block it and then have the blocking pins out to take a picture of it for this thing. So that was more than a little stressful for me. I filmed a wedding, which meant that my camera was not in its usual spot, which meant that it got left in a bag, and that's maybe why I also have not been wearing my merch. I hang my head in shame because I'm so sorry. The day after I filmed a wedding, we went to see the Cardinals play a game for my dad's birthday. That was a lot of fun. Andrew came with, the boyfriend, and we just had a really good time. I took some knitting, so I knit during the Cardinals game. I felt so, I don't know, knitting about town, doing things. My chair makes creaky noises. It's not other noises. It's just the chair. So I also spent a week where I worked. So this would have been not this current week, but the past week. So we're almost all caught up. I spent a week where I worked 5 a.m. to 2 p.m., which is the opposite of my normal shift, which is 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. So I was leaving work when I would normally get to work, so that threw me completely off. And that was in the midst of all of this. No. I would have just finished knitting my shawl when that started. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want my arms to do anything. They're so sword red. I can't function. So after that week, I spent that next weekend in Tennessee. My brother and his new wife have moved down there. And I had friends that had moved down there a couple of years ago. This chair, oh my gosh. And sorry, all of a sudden it got really bad. And so we didn't do like sightseeing or anything. I just wanted to go hang out with them. So we ate a lot of food. I had Burger Up in Tennessee. I had Jenny's ice cream, which is like the thing in Tennessee. It was very, very good. The ice cream that I had was some sort of honey and crumble stuff. And the other ice cream I had was like sunflower seeds and an ale all mixed in ice cream. So those two together, perfect. Because the ale one was a little bitter and the honey one was a little too sweet. So then mixed together, it was like, perfect ice cream. So all of their flavors are seasonal. So I might go back next time and they'll have completely different stuff. I don't know. While I was there, I went to the Container Store and Lush twice. Went to the same mall twice, only bought stuff in the same 2 stores twice. So one of the things that I bought was for my makeup counter. And now my makeup counter looks exquisite. I'm going to show you right now. So I don't remember ever really being in the Container Store before, but my mom had, and she had bought several things, and I was like, those are cool things. And so when I went, I didn't go for things specific. I wasn't really planning on buying anything, but they had a whole makeup area section, and so the thing that I use for my makeup is an upside down dresser top because it's got a mirror on it, and when you have it on the dresser the right side up, the mirror is so inset that it's always dark. Like, it's kind of useless. So I flipped it upside down so the light could get to it. It makes sense to me. It doesn't look, no, it looks weird. I don't know. It works though. And I have accumulated a lot of makeup, and a lot of it is not, some of it I've probably had since high school and should be thrown away. But it's something I use like once a year, you know? So the thing is that before I knit, I was really into, my calendar is wrong. Don't look at that. I'm like a month behind on everything. Before I knit, I was really into indie makeup, where these independent companies will make makeup, and like the people who use this makeup are really hard on them. Like if they find anything that is not okay, they'll like test the makeup and make sure that it's clean for everyone else and do vlogs on it, or you know, vlogs or whatever. So I have a lot of eyeshadow from many makeups, and my makeup counter was just, I mean, all my stuff was everywhere. I couldn't find anything on time. So I organized it, and I've worn makeup every day since, which I hadn't really been wearing makeup for a while there, which is sad because I enjoy wearing makeup. And I wear makeup not because I think I'm ugly. I'm awesome. You're awesome too, so you should just know that. I wear makeup because I enjoy how I look in it. And maybe I wear a little too much blush, and maybe I put on too much eyeshadow. I don't really care because I thoroughly enjoy the way my makeup looks. This is how my makeup looks today. So many colors. Also, my hair is blue. We're getting into that. I'm almost done, I promise. So while I was working my 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. shifts, I'm not used to being awake and stores are open, so I finally got to go back to Sally's Beauty and buy some more Manic Panic in Atomic Blue. So here's the, can you see it? Let me get really close. I can zoom in, but that's not as good. This part's a little bit washed out, but this part up here is really nice. And blue, if I can get to it. So much blue. That's my regular hair. It's in there. It's beautiful. This is the Manic Panic that I buy, or this is the hair dye that I buy. It's Manic Panic. I've used different colors before. This one happens to be Atomic Turquoise. It works great. So if you're gonna dye your hair crazy colors, I recommend this stuff. The other, so the other thing I bought at the container store, this is so disjointed, I'm so sorry, were 2 of these great big like collapsible tote or container things, kind of like Rubbermaid containers but made out of cloth. This one holds all my fibers. I'm so excited about it. Before they were in this basket, and the basket was super small, so it was just like overflowing all the time and looked ridiculous. And now it's in like a nice contained basket. There's no wicker pieces grabbing at the fibers and tearing them apart, which is nice because that gets a little messy. The stuff that I bought at Lush, I bought myself a bath bomb called Dragon Jade, so it has stuff on the inside. It just looks like a plain bath bomb, but if you look closely, you can see this little flecks of stuff that just want to come out. So I'm excited to use the bath bomb. And I also bought some Hechuan Wen Hua. I don't know how you say that. It's like a leave-in conditioner that you can sleep in or put in for like 20 minutes. And I bought this from Lush because my hair gets a little dry with all the bleaching and dyeing and stuff like that. So super excited about all of those things. And now the blather is pretty much wrapped up. So after I went to Tennessee, I came back and my schedule is getting shifted to morning schedule. I'm kind of taking on a new role, and because of that I will have different hours, and I haven't really started yet, so I don't know how it's going to be, how it's all going to work out. So that will mean that I'll get off earlier and I can film my podcasts after work, which doing it before work is not easy for me. I'm not a morning person at all. So I'm excited to do that for you guys, and I'm excited that hopefully I'll get on a weekly schedule for real. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to introduce you to a new segment I'm going to call Ornithology, which is the study of owls. Do you get it? Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about sock needle size. I have had a lot of problem with sock needle size because I have been in and out knitter most of my life, and then when I moved into this apartment in July of last year, I just started knitting. Couldn't stop. Didn't want to stop. Got into podcasts, found what real yarn could feel like that wasn't acrylic. Joined the Harry Potter Knit Crochet House Cup. Made my first sweater, you know, that kind of stuff. So, previously, in about 2010, right after I graduated college, when I was living all by my lonesome, I got very happy about it. I knit this sock on size 1 needles. This sock is too small for my feet. My feet are ridiculously small. It's just so, they're so tiny. It's just so itty bitty. My feet are much bigger than this, but this hurts my toes a little bit. I think the heel was put in a little too early, and the whole sock just feels meh, like too tight on my foot. But I realized much later that the problem was not the needle size probably. It was that I was knitting way too tight because I hadn't really gotten to the groove of knitting yet. Because when you only knit like one thing every 6 years, that's what happens. Years later, I went on a finish all my unfinished socks spree, and I knit these on a size 1.5. Much bigger, much, much, much too big. Go figure. You can see the bottom of the foot's not really that much bigger, but the socks are just so much stretchier, I think. And, I mean, this is like, those other socks have been washed so many times. This, it doesn't felt, luckily. It's some sort of yarn that I bought at one point. I said, I want to make a pair of socks. And someone was like, buy this yarn. And I was like, alright. But, I mean, these socks, they just stretch forever. They're just so stretchy. And so I must have gotten to be a looser knitter, which is fine. But that meant that my size 1.5s, as opposed to my size 1s, are now too big. So after I knit that first sock, I was like, I can never knit on size 1s, they make my socks too small. Now, after I've knit all of these socks on size 1.5s, they're all just a little bit not snug. They're a little too big for me. This is my other two socks that I have most recently knit. This one was the Mystic Spiral, and this one is just plain vanilla that happens to be a striping yarn. And I found there's a hole in it today, so I have to fix that. But all my socks are running a little big. So I thought I should buy a new sock needle. Notice how that is not plural. I noticed how we are suddenly skipping blobbins shortly to hop into woes. Woes and woes. I bought a 9-inch circular, size 0. You're saying, Rebecca, why didn't you just do a size 1? I don't know. They were all out of stock and I wanted one, so I bought a size 0. It's what happened, isn't it? So I've been knitting this sock. These are the socks for 10. It is a Java Pearl Designs pattern. And even though it looks really scrunched up and small, I think it's because of the ribbing on this. This is about as wide as any other sock that I've knit. The fabric feels fantastic. I'm looking forward to trying these on. I'm not going to put a heel in these until I'm done. I'm going to do a true afterthought heel because I have a really hard time with heel placement. I always put them in the wrong spot. I do. But I love this pattern. It looks complex. Honestly, it's super, super easy to figure out and remember. But these are going really, really well. This is on some Lorna's Laces Rockaway colorway, so I call these my Rockin' Socks for 10. I've been knitting them for a while. It's not incredibly fast, but this is what I started when I was working my 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. shifts. So, I mean, it's just going. It's just going, you know? They're just kind of my happy, happy side project. Harry Potter Knit Crochet is out for break month. Every 3 months, there's a month of break. There's a break month, that's what I'm trying to say. So you can kind of relax, give your arms a break, but that also means that the month before break month is like when all your final stuff will be due. So that was why I had to get that shawl in. And also, going back to blobbins, had to finish my OWL. So you might remember that I had spun up some Ren and Ollie in the Hydra Mist colorway. Then I spun up some Aurora Heather. That was a 2-ply. This is a 3-ply, a true 3-ply. Some Aurora Heather with a little bit of blue sparkle, which it's nearly impossible to find or see, which is kind of the point. But this is a true 3-ply, also for my owl. This is so dark, it's so hard to see. Can you see it? It's yarn, I promise. Then I spun up a 4-ply tail and tendril. I put the label back on so it looks so fancy. This needs to be washed and kind of hung still. And then I most recently finished my 50-50 Tencel, 50-50 Merino Tencel in a, okay, the Navajo one, is that called a cable ply? Chain ply. That's a chain ply. This is a cable ply. The cable ply is when you spin up a yarn and you do 2 separate 2-plies. Then you spin those 2 plies together to make a 4-ply. Right? Are you with me still? Okay. This yarn, or the fiber, did not look anything like this, which blows my mind. But this is, I think it turned out really nice. I really like it. I didn't like it at first, so it's growing on me. It's very lively still. There's a lot of pink in it, if you will. Let me do this up here so I can show you, because I like to get up today. You can see the pinks and the blues and this dark color. I'm not really even sure where that came from, but I think maybe it's the colors all mixed together. Um, it's an interesting technique. I don't know if I would do it again unless I was knitting socks out of whatever I make. My yardage was not fantastic. It's a little bit less than 200, I want to say. I'm going to look it up for you. I've got it written down. Or it's in my Ravelry, actually. But it turned out really thin. I think it was the tinsel. And honestly, I was having a lot of breaking problems with the tinsel when I was spinning it. And I'm on an Ashford Kiwi, and I spin on the smallest size. I don't know how to tell you. The ratio size. I spin on the smallest one, or the second smallest one, depending on what's working out. I actually went up to the bigger ratio piece. So it's a slower ratio. So I think it's like a 7-to-1, maybe, ratio. And spun the rest of it on this because it wasn't, and then it like totally stopped breaking. So if you're having a lot of problems spinning tinsel, go slower. You can spin just as thin because it's so slick, but it'll end up much better once you're done with it. Like, I wish I would have done that the whole time because it was driving me crazy. And then it was totally fine. I was like, really? Come on, Rebecca, you gotta play with your wheel, figure out what works. Let's see. And that is Yarn Geek Fibers, Happy Place. I got 182.5 yards out of it. So that's almost 200 yards out of a 4-ply, which means I got almost 800 yards out of it. If I would have gone singles, my singles were cobwebby. And I think it was the tinsel. I think the tinsel helped me spin a lot thinner. So I've got more tinsel to spin, and a blend, of course. This one is 50% merino, 50% tinsel, which I think is what my other one was too. So now I know to spin this one on a lower ratio. So that'll help quite a bit. I haven't spun anything since that's gotten off my wheel. Tour de Fleece was a tour to fail for me. I was stuck on that one and it kept breaking, and when things break you just get aggravated, and I just kind of have stopped for a little bit. I have been trying to get to this fiber guild that meets every third Saturday, and every third Saturday something always comes up. Like the wedding I needed to film was a surprise. I wasn't planning on filming that, and then that was the third Saturday of that month. And the time before, I mean, it's never worked out. So I'm hoping this third Saturday will be the third Saturday that I can go, and I think that's next weekend. So hoping to do that. So that's all I have for blobbin since nothing's currently being spun up. So let's go over to woes. You saw my sock. That's my woe and my woes. Oh no, I have more. I'm looking at it. I looked at it. I looked down at it and I said, no, wait, that doesn't belong in this section. Oh, Rebecca. You're a mess. Oh, I stopped in the middle of a row. Genius. Okay. I was knitting late last night, and my brain was all out of sorts. So give me a second to defuddle this. It is the Jenny's cardigan. You guys see this about once every 2 months. It looks like a behemoth. It's not. It just looks like one. I would really love to finish it this August. Since it is break month, I could get it nearly done and then finish it up for Whip the First, which is when you knit something the first day, or when you finish a project that was not previously finished for the first of the month. So this is the back of it. It is so lovely. So I thought I was on my last ball of yarn with this yellow, and I was like, that looks really small. And I was looking around and I found the other one, but I think Knit Picks just discontinued this color. So if this doesn't last me, I might be a little screwed. I might have to go with the lighter yellow if there is one. Because the way the sweater, the way I made it, it's, you know, it has kind of a dip dyed look. So I like the way these two colors put together, like green and yellow up here. So I need to try it on and figure out when to start the neckband. But other than that, it's going really, really well. I'm going to have to undo the seaming that I did for the armpits because it looks really bad. I don't know if it needs to be blocked out or if I just really sucked that up somehow. But it's like raised under my armpits. So something needs to happen with that. I think it might just need blocked, really. Because all I did was take the stitches and stitch them together. I didn't like do any extra, and it doesn't even look that bad on the inside. So maybe I should just go and undo it and then do what I did on the inside on the outside. You know what I mean? Armpits are hard, you guys. So, but it's kind of long. I feel like everything on this sweater takes a million years because it's kind of gotten gargantuan. But it's supposed to be just like a big comfy librarian boyfriend sweater. Let's use all of the adjectives. So that is coming along. I am working on it. I was working on it last night. I'm going to work on it some today. It's back in the mix of things, so that's exciting. I do have finished objects. I talked about my grandma's shawl, so I'm not going to show you that again. I also finished my hitchhiker. I used every last bit of this yarn except for like a teeny tiny amount. So I got 41 teeth, so close. You're supposed to get 42 because the hitchhiker is like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and 42 is the answer to everything. So, ta-da. I can't show it to you all at once, it's too big, which is kind of awesome. I don't hate that. I can zoom out, I guess. Hold on, let me do that. It would help. That's as far as I should get it to go. It's super, super long. It's bigger than my wingspan, but probably a foot. So it's probably 6 feet long. I hurt my arms a little bit. I think it'll make a fantastic scarf slash shawl slash winter accessory. Plus it looks so dragon-esque. I love it. What do you guys think? It's look great with my purple t-shirt. I had one person ask to see the increases, so I'm going to zoom up on those for you. Oh, I'm going to walk up those. So there's my increases. Get my double chin out of the way. Sexiest double chin you've ever seen. Huh. Here are my increases. You almost cannot see them. And since I do not art this pattern, I will not tell you what they are, but I assume the person who was asking has read them. Let's do some measuring. Okay. At its smallest point, this sucker is about ½ an inch apart, and that is this first indent for the first tooth. I'm gonna zoom back in so you guys can see me. This first indent for this first tooth, and at its widest point, which would be this tooth down, or I guess I can measure the length of this too. Hold on. Let me give you guys some numbers. So from the tooth down, it's almost a foot, and from the tooth across, it is just about 2 feet and 1/2 inches. So for those of you who are overseas, or those of you who enjoy the metric revolution, this ruler does not have centimeters. There's 60 centimeters in a foot, so it's at least 120 from end tooth to the end tip. It's over 120 centimeters. So that's my hitchhiker. It's massive and awesome and I love it and I want to wear it, but it's too hot outside to wear it. So I won't wear it yet. I'm really done talking. I know, it's very sad. But before I finish, I do have a little bit mustache for you. That's my hand, okay. I always forget which hand it's on, which seems stupid because it's a tattoo. Mustache for you. In planning for the next term of Harry Potter Knit Crochet House Cup, oh my gosh, I'm so addicted, you guys. If you're at all into Harry Potter or earning points for knitting, this is the thing you should do because it's so motivating. I mean, I knit until my arms had swollen. That's not good, but I did it because I was gonna get those points. Sweet, sweet internet points. In preparation, oh, I just lost one. I've got a box on my lap and you can't see it yet. In preparation for my next OWL, which is what my spinning was and what my Jenny cardigan was a failed attempt at, so I want to finish it first, so I'm not working on that in the background. I would like, at the next term, to do another OWL. Will also be a sweater. This has been a sweater that I have been daydreaming about non-stop, so it needs to happen. The only thing I don't have are the buttons. I can find buttons. So, this is the sweater. It is called the 3-in-1. Even in this picture, it looks like some fantastic thing that a Gryffindor would wear, and I am nerdy enough that I want to be all up on that. I want to wear that sweater so bad. So, I bought some yarn. I bought some, who are you? Blue Moon Fiber Arts, BFL Sport. Now, each skein is 661 yards approximately. So, since the sweater uses so many different colors in so many different ways, all my skeins are different, but I think we're gonna be fine. So, this one is True Blood. It is like a dark maroony red. It's so, doesn't it just look rich and royal? That'll be on the front with Manly Yes, but I Like It Too, which is a dark gray. Now I may also add some light gray stripes to make sure there's enough yarn for the front, because this part is going to get close and the rest of them are not. This one is called Winter Solstice. You know, just to kind of lighten up a little bit. I may do like every 6 set of stripes, do a thin gray stripe, just to make sure there's enough dark gray and red. I think I'll be fine though. I did lots of math. Lots of math. I need to hurry still. I also grabbed butter. Butter will be my in-between layer. So where you see I think it's their middle layer will be my butter layer. And that's because yellow and red are Gryffindor colors. You follow? But I didn't want it to be so cliche, so I kind of spread them out a little bit. Know what I'm saying? And then my bottom layer will be green, or this is gray, will be gray, which is Winter Solstice, and green, which is Enchanted Forest. Look at this green. This green has like yellowish bits, dark green bits, forest green bits, and I just love this green so much. I'm a big green fan. Honestly, greens and blues are my favorite color. I'm a tomboy. These will be my bottom layer. This will be my bottom layer. And this is kind of because in the Harry Potter Knit Crochet House Cup, HPKC, HC? That's too complicated. In the Harry Potter Knit Crochet House Cup, I am in Gryffindor, but I like to hang out with some Slytherin people who are my friends. And I like the way Gryffindor does things, points-wise. For people who don't play this, it's going to make no sense to you for a couple seconds here, but maybe it will. I don't know. Every house has, like, different badges and achievements you can kind of get. And I really like the way Gryffindor does theirs. They seem really on top of everything. But I enjoy the conversation in the Slytherin room because they're a little bit more chatty than the one that I hang out in. So if you're a wolf snake and you're watching this, I love you. And if you're a Gryffindor and you're watching this, you are also just as awesome. I love them both in equal ways, in different equal ways. So, this is my bottom layer. So all together, hold on, I threw them over here. All together, that's my sweater. 2 grays, a yellow, a red, and a green. Look at that, I'm holding them all at once. I didn't think I could do it. I bought all of this, what are you, what's your brand again? Blue Moon Fiber Arts at eatsleepknit.com because Eat Sleep Knit, like the Harry Potter Knit Crochet House Cup, has a wonderful marketing system. And if you guys know anything, I'm a sucker for good marketing. I truly am. So they have what they call the Yarnathon. And for every yard of yarn counts towards your personal marathon. When you hit 1K of yarn, then you get a welcome packet, like you would get for a race. My welcome packet included like a sticker and a notepad and a retractable tape measure and a pin and some other stuff that I can't even remember. Like, there was a lot of little things in there. This got me to my 5K. My 5K was a $20 gift certificate to Eat, Sleep, Knit. So I haven't spent that yet, which means I'm gonna get to order more yarn sometime real soon. And with every purchase from Eat, Sleep, Knit, when you get it shipped to you, they send you a Yarn Lotto card. On my Yarn Lotto card, it's like a little scratch-off ticket. Here's a picture of mine. I won $5. I won $5 last time, so I got $5 off this order. I'll get $25 off my next order. Why would I not keep ordering them from them? I don't even know. I'm super, super close to my 5 mile. So when I hit 5 miles, I think I get a mystery kit. And they have 4 different groups that you could be in that are all kind of competing against each other. And I'm an Octo Pearl, so I think I get a kit that I can knit in Tarja on something, the Octo Pearl stuff, but it has all the colors to do with in a chart, I think, based on other people's pictures of what they got. So this is mine. Dun -da! It's amazing. I want to knit with it right now, but I'm not going to. I have to wait till I write up my out proposal and it gets approved. But I do have to do swatches, so I should start doing swatches soon. If I do swatches, I'll show you guys. Swatches are not for noobs. Swatches are for people who want their sweaters to fit, as I have learned. Ever so regretfully. That's really all I have to show you guys. So let's go through what makes me happy. What makes me happy is knitting in a Cardinals game with my dad. For his birthday, which is so awesome. New yarn makes me happy. Visiting Tennessee makes me happy. New job hours makes me happy. Finishing my projects by the end of July made me happy. The Hitchhiker got finished pretty close to when the shawl got finished, maybe a couple days later. But everything was done before the end of July, which meant all of it counted for class points. My Hitchhiker, I think the standard class points is 15. My Hitchhiker got 36. That's awesome. So stuff like that just makes me really happy. And if it's something simple like that that can make you happy, why not participate? I don't know. If you're interested in joining the Harry Potter Knit Crochet House Cup, if you aren't already a member, the basic rule is finish 1 class per month. That's it. And you can do that at Hexie Puff for that. I mean, if you don't knit Hexie Puffs, start knitting Hexie Puffs, join the Harry Potter Knit Crochet House Cup, and you'll be fine. So Rebecca's rules for life are start knitting Hexie Puffs, join the Harry Potter Knit Crochet House Cup, enjoy knitting. Pick one, pick all 3, whatever makes you, or crochet, or crafting, or weaving, or spinning, or dyeing, all of it. All of it is, if I say knitting, and I mean all of it. Sorry. Ooh, fun thing. So I have made a pen pal friend via the Harry Potter Knit Crochet House Cup and Ravelry. So we are talking about knitting a Hitchhiker together and maybe dyeing them, getting yarn and dyeing it similarly. And dyeing it the same, even though she lives in Germany. So that will be really fun if we do it. And could you imagine? I've never dyed anything, so that would also be fun. And when you dye something in the Harry Potter Knit Crochet House Cup, that also counts for a different thing. So like the dyeing is a process, the knitting is a process. The spinning is also a process. So if I bought fiber, dyed the fiber, which I'm not going to do, but if I did, if I dyed fiber, spun the fiber, and knit the fiber, they are all separate. Wild. One of these days I'm going to do that. I actually have fiber I can do that with. I'll pack the fiber right here. I need to learn how to dye. I need to dye this. But I always thought I would spin it white, knit it white, dye it afterwards so that it could have like a dip dyed gradiating effect. But then again, I know nothing about dyeing, so there's that. I've enjoyed talking to you guys. It was way too long. My heart was breaking. Kennedy BU, if you're watching this, message me for your book. I want to send it to you. You deserve it. You deserve every last page in that book, if not 100 more. I'm gonna go make some bread today. It's a Saturday. For the first time in several weeks, I don't have any plans. There's nothing I have to furiously knit. There's nothing that I have to go film. I just get to sit at home today. That's really nice. So I haven't just done that in a long time. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. And remember, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, however cranked up on caffeine you are, however chill you're feeling, I'll knit with you. Bye guys.